do. Okay. No, I didn't want to friggin' do that. Boop boop. Badoo. Mm-mm. Badoo. Badoo. Good enough. What's good, everyone? We're gonna read a good old story of professional wrestling gone wrong. Oh dear. It appears that the champ won't job to the big red monster, and the ref refuses to be a ref. Who will be the champ in the end? A completed story by me, yours truly, as I set up the thing. Oh, set up the thing. Set up the thing. Refuses to be a ref. Who will be the champ in the end? Okay. So let's just read this off to get things started. You are a professional wrestler of Max Payne Wrestling in the Kingdom of Larian. You are rising up the ranks to be the Max Payne Wrestling Champion, the MPW Champion. You are waiting in the locker room until you hear your name called out. Then you will enter the ring and show everyone what you can do. The first thing that strikes you is how empty the place is. There isn't even any trash on the floor, or anywhere else for that matter. Enter the ring. You walk into the arena with your gear on. The lights dim, and you see yourselves as a big man in wrestling trunks, standing next to a very small man in black clothes and boots. Hello there, he says. I am the champion. Hi. Shake hands with the champion. You grab his hand and shake it. He looks at you surprised before smiling. He takes off his mask, revealing a face covered by bandages. His eyes look like they have been broken several times over, but he doesn't seem to mind his eyes. Also, way to break kayfabe by taking off the mask. Wait until the match starts. You sit down in the ring and wait patiently for the match to start. It seems like an eternity, but eventually you hear the bell ringing, signaling that the match has started. Lift the champion in the air and drop him on the floor. You quickly pick up the champion and throw him to the ground. He tries to get back up, but you easily catch him again. That was fun, he says, but I think we should stop here for now. Suplex the champ and pin him for the 3 count. You slam the champ's head to the ground and put him in a bear hug. He struggles, but you keep him pinned tight. Now, you say, you win. Yes, he says happily. Yes, psych! Hit the champ with the belly to belly suplex. You turn around and hit the champ with the belly to belly suplex. He goes flying through the air and lands hard on the mat. Good job, he says. Now let's go home. Did he just say, now let's go home? Freaking dirtbag. You interrupt. We're in the middle of the match, and the ref hasn't declared one of us the victor yet. You interrupt the champ's victory speech. He was. Let me tell you something about this match, you say. It's not going to end until, well, for either of us, if I don't win. What? He asks, confused. Pop him up in the air and hit him with a stunner. You jump up and hit the champion with a stunner. He falls to the ground and gets right back up. Friggin' no selling champion. Okay, he says, let's finish this. You take advantage of his distraction and flip him over and then land on top of him. 1, 2, 3, I win. You jump up and land on top of the champ. Tries to get back up, but you kick him in the face, knocking him out cold. Well, that was fun. He says, "But I'm ready for my nap now." Hit him with the steel chair. You walk towards the champ and hit him with the steel chair. The chair hits him in the chest but does no damage. "I won," you shout triumphantly. "No, you didn't. Wait." The referee steps in and stops you from continuing your act. "Wait, what are you doing? This is considered cheating. We have rules against it," he explains. You look at the referee incredulously. Question where the ref was the entire time. Where was the referee all the time? Where were you when I needed help? I had him pinned for the 3 count. Yeah, I know, but there's nothing wrong with it. Really, it's just a little unusual. Ask the ref who won the match. Who won the match, you ask? The winner, of course. How do you know that? Because I saw it on the scorecard. Which one of us is the winner? I'll bet you anything that I am. Really? Yes. As far as I can remember, we never had a rematch before, so whoever wins will be the new champion. So who's the loser? Not that's the part where I got done with it and just like said, knock the champ out with a haymaker. I win. You grab the champ by the throat and slam him into the ring post. He doesn't even get a chance to react before you smash him into unconsciousness. There, now give me my championship. You run up to the referee and punch him in the face. He falls backwards, but you don't stop until he's completely unconscious. Take the championship belt. You pick up the belt and put it around your waist. Then you go over to the champ and rip his head off. The crowd goes wild. Retire undefeated. After taking the title belt, you retire undefeated. Your fans cheer for you, and your opponent's fans boo him. See, what a lovely story. You know, what a lovely story. Uh, this one was kind of interesting, but it it has cohesion, and then at the same time, it's like, oh, you're actually brothers with the dragon. And then there's Lord Smithington, who wanted to start like a jobbing thing, a wrestling syndicate, and you'll see around here that where is it? Fine, fine, but only because it's your birthday. And this happens. Fine, fine, only because, but only because it's your birthday. Fine, but only because it's your birthday today. Fine then, but only because it's your birthday today. And it's man 26. How many men? Apply sleeper hold. Fine, but only because it's your birthday today. Pin for the win. Fine then, but only because it's your birthday today. Win the championship. Fine then, but only because it's your birthday today. Happy birthday to literally everyone. And the man 31 just says that. Fine then, but only because it's your birthday today. Leave with the championship. Fine, but only because it's your birthday today. Leave. Fine, but only because it's your birthday today. Fine, because it's only your birthday today. I tried to be a detective, but I'm not a cop. So let's continue the story of Kildor. Of Kildor. Last we left off, our boy Borkus. Borkus and I are going on an adventure. Um, go. What the heck? Go to the large group. Go to the large group. I'll probably put a space between group. You stop and look at the crowd. They seem to be having a great time fighting each other. You wonder if you should join them. Why don't you just stand out in front and let me fight these fools? You ask. That would probably be a bad idea. Uh, well, let's see. It's another fighting thing, so Fine. I'll simply be the referee. You quickly head towards the center of the crowd where you find a small group of men and women fighting each other. One of them grabs your arms and pulls you into the mist. The referee begins shouting orders at everyone, but they don't listen. Uh, okay. Uh, trip up all the fighters. I don't want another, hey, it's your birthday today. Cake and ice cream is on its way. Mmm. You step back from the crowd and immediately trip all the fighters. They scream as you slam them into them, causing them to fall backwards. You grab onto a man who's trying to help another fighter and you throw him against the wall. Uh, hmm. Uh, pose for the for the crowd. Gotta see what that does. Does it break the AI? You take a few moments to pose for the crowd before you leave. I think that went well, a voice calls out behind you. You turn around to see it's a young woman wearing leather armor and holding a sword in both her hands. She doesn't look happy about anything that happened. Apologize. Apologize to her. Sorry about that, you reply. It's fine. It was fun though, right? Now let's go home, she responds. Yeah, I guess so. You walk away from the crowd and towards the exit of town. Look for Borkus. You can't leave without Borkus. That's just no, that's not. You continue walking around and soon reach a road. You notice that there is a building sign that's hanging above and it says you decide to check it out first since you need something to do. Saying Borkus's Tavern. Uh okay. What does it want? You enter the tavern and see a couple of tables near the entrance. Looks like most of the patrons are drinking here. The bartender sees you approach and smiles. Hello there. How may I help you today? Uh, how long has Borkus had a tavern? Tavern. Oh yes, he's been running the place for quite a while now. He actually opened his own inn when he was still working on getting a better job after being fired from his last one. Well, let's hear what he has to say. Normally, when they just end it without the quotation marks, he's got more to say. Unfortunately, he got sick, and no, he is friggin' alive. He actually opened an inn when he was still working. Revert. Uh, I didn't know my friend Borges got had a tavern. tavern and an inn. Really? Borkus is just a man of many feats. Well, anyway, I'm sure you've heard of him now. He's a very famous adventurer and mercenary. You remember that Borkus was an infamous pirate captain who died several years ago. No, no, I don't. He is very much alive. Stop making fake imaginations. Ah. Uh, remember, probably because I forgot. Your best friend, Borkus, is a vampire werewolf. Now let's see, does it stay? Okay. Wait for Borkus. Borkus really gets around. And Borkus. 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 Wait for Borkus to return from his own adventure. Eventually, he returns and sees you patiently by the entrance of town. So, what did you do today? And some more. I also joined a brawl in town and ended up tripping everyone. It's not going to remember that. Well, that's certainly not something to brag about. I didn't even know there were fights until after I left. Eh, go on another adventure with Marcus. Welcome to AI Dungeon. After a couple of days pass, you hear a knock on the door. When you open it, you see Borg standing there. Hey, what are you doing? He asks. Nothing. I'm just here to hang out with my best friend Kildor. Ah, that's me. Why does they put he when it should be you? And uh, go to the tavern with Borkus. Let's go, Borkus. You enter the tavern and sit at one of the tables. What are you doing? Borkus asks. I'm drinking with Kildor. Kildor, the vampire werewolf. He says, your best friend Borkus is a vampire werewolf. Uh, revert. Vert. Go to the tavern. Some of these just don't make any sense. You decided to go to the local tavern and talk to some people there. After all, you still need to get your minds off things a bit. After walking through the streets a while, you come across a small tavern called the Drunken Clam. Hey, hey, P. Er, remember that time I tripped a skeleton that I tossed a skeleton against the wall and claimed that he tripped. Hey, Peter. Oh, hey, Peter. Hey, Peter. Sure did, kid. It was one of my favorite times when we had to watch those idiots fight over a girl. What are you talking about, you ask? Nothing important. Just some silly stories I used to tell when we were Peter. Ah, drink with Peter. Ah, good old Peter. You enter the tavern and sit in the table. I thought we were already in the table. He sits next to you, drinking his ale while playing with his lute. What are you doing here? Me? Oh, I'm just here because I like to hang out with friends. Sounds about right. Uh, summon, summon, giant chicken for beater to fight. We gotta have some magic going on. You quickly call upon the giant chicken that lives in your farm. The chicken appears and flies towards Peter. He tries to dodge the chicken, but catches him easily. He screams in pain as he falls off his chair and onto the floor. Uh, watch the fight. You stand back and watch the fight between Peter and the chicken. The chicken does indeed seem to be stronger than Peter. Eventually, Peter manages to catch the chicken by its feet and tosses him into the nearby tree. Continue watching. He then grabs the chicken by the neck and begins choking it. You're choking the chicken, Peter. You can hear the loud noise coming from inside the tavern, as well as shouting outside. You look out the window and see a group of men fighting each other with swords and axes. Uh, keep watching Peter fight the chicken. What does Alter do? You continue watching Peter struggle with the chicken. Finally, Peter manages to break free of the chicken's grip and throw it into another tree. That was fun, he said happily. Didn't realize chickens could fly, though. They can, you respond. They can, you respond. The chicken comes back. Suddenly, a large explosion occurs in the tavern. Several bodies fall to the ground. Several tables collapse. A few of the men who were fighting begin running away while others attempt to help their injured companions. Some run back into the tavern while others try to escape the window. Well, it was nice drinking with you, Peter. Peter. But I've got places to be. Well, it was nice drinking with you, Peter, but I got places to be. You walk up to Peter and shake his hand. I'll see you later, Peter, you say. Goodbye. Leave the tavern and head home where you spend the rest of the night alone. Uh, touch yourself. What else you gonna do? You gotta fly to the moon. You suddenly feel very odd. No, no, no. Ah, oh. You stop yourself before you do anything else. You decide not to go out and kill anyone today. Afterwards, you get ready to lie down in your bed and your couch. As soon as you close your eyes, you fall asleep. Uh, dream about Porcus. You wake up feeling refreshed. You remembered what happened yesterday at the tavern. When you open your eyes, you find yourself lying on a soft, grassy field surrounded by trees. I knew I shouldn't have drank with shouldn't have drank with Peter. I knew I shouldn't have drank with Peter. Peter. You quickly sit up and look around. There isn't any sign of Peter anywhere. Peter? You ask surprised. Where did he go? Where did that chicken go? No answer comes back, so you slowly move towards the direction where you saw him last. Call upon the mighty wizard Meliodas. Meliodas. Or was he a mage? You stand up and shout, Meliodas, help me, a voice answers. Who goes there? Altar. It's me. Kill door. You reply. Help me, please. Friggin' says who goes there, and then it asks to repeat myself. Kildor, help me. Revert. Uh, walk to town. I don't need no voices help. He friggin' doesn't need me. It's me, Kildor. You hurry along the road and eventually reach town. The town looks just like you remembered when you were little. There's a small marketplace where you can buy some food and drink. Uh, uh, stealthily. I didn't even stealthily urinate in the drink supply. Stealthily urinate in the drink supply, ladies and gents. We've reached peak comedy. You sneak behind the counters and urinate in the drink supply. You then take a seat in one of the tables and wait for someone to come in. Someone finally does come in, and they don't even notice you. Watch this scene unfold. This is what a killer does. Goes up, urinates in someone's friggin' water supply. Suddenly, a man walks into the store. He notices you, immediately runs away. You continue watching the situation unfold. A few minutes pass, and another man enters. He notices you too and starts running away as well. Follow them. You run after the two men and hide behind the table. When they leave, you quietly slip out of hiding and head home. The next day, you wake up early and make breakfast for yourself and your dog. After eating, you check the news again. Okay, check the news. Gotta figure out what's being posted on CNN.com. The news says there's a group of bandits attacked the town and killed everyone. They took all your possessions except your sword and your backpack. They also said the bandit leader was killed, but you didn't give any more details. Hunt down the bandits that rob. Hunt down the bandits. Where's Bane? You decided to track down the bandits. You start walking towards the nearest forested area and soon realize you're getting lost. Leave a trail of breadcrumbs. Crods. Crumbs. Leave a trail of breadcrumbs. What you get? Carefully write a trail of breadcrumbs on the ground. Eventually, you find a nice, quiet spot to begin following the breadcrumb trail. After about an hour, you see something lying on the ground. It looks human enough, so you cautiously approach it. Karate chop the head. Karate chop the head. That's how stealth works. You quickly grab the creature by its neck and begin to decapitate it with your bare hands. Unfortunately, you accidentally cut off both their heads. No, 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 no. Let's do it again. Uh, observe the human creature thing. Observe the human creature thing. As you get closer, you notice the creature isn't human at all. It has no nose and ears, and its skin is pale white instead of the usual color. Its eyes are blood red, though, and it seems very hungry. Not another. An other vampire werewolf. Not another vampire werewolf. Come on, you can't just give me these pale skin. You whisper, not another vampire werewolf. And slowly approach the creature. As you get close, you hear a growl in a low voice. It's the vampire werewolf. You quickly grab your knife and prepare to fight. Uh, throw knife at vampire werewolf. You throw your knife at the vampire werewolf, who catches it with ease. The blade cuts through flesh and bone and slices open his blood spurts everywhere, causing you to drop your knife. Uh, heal wound. You quickly run over to the werewolf and pull out your healing potions. Then you pour some of it on the wound and wait for the bleeding to stop. Uh, hand time vampire werewolf. Gotta tie up the vampire werewolf. He's gonna do something bad again. You tie up the vampire werewolf and put it back into its cage. You begin to watch as it begins to bleed from the neck. What a pathetic creature. You think as you drink your healing potion. Bandage the where the vampire friggin' control C and then do this control V. Not gonna keep on spelling vampire werewolf. Bondage. You bandage the vampire werewolf wound and try to keep it calm by telling it you need to feed soon. For a few minutes, you feel like you should be able to feed on the vampire werewolf. Ask the vampire werewolf what its name is. You look around and see there aren't any other vampires nearby, so you call out to them. The vampire comes running towards you and grabs your head. He tells you his name is Zamora and he's a mortal who was bitten by one of these creatures before. Ask Zamora where the bandits are. Do 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 do. Zamora says, "A friggin' man woman." He didn't need to do that, but he thinks going somewhere here. He him he tell him to go check out. Points to the large rock formation. Says, prepare to ambush the bandits. You walk forward and begin prepping your bow. So take out your healing potions and start applying it to the wound on the vampire werewolf's neck. The vampire werewolf walks towards you while still holding onto your hand. Oh, I thought it was grabbing onto my head. This is so friggin' okay. I don't know what to do. It looks very angry and ready to attack. I'm sorry about this. I didn't mean to scare you. You say as you try. You say trying not to show fear. No, don't apologize. This isn't your fault. The vampire exclaims angrily. I'm going to have to revert some places. Uh, question the vampire werewolf about its origins. You ask the vampire werewolf if it was born here. It doesn't answer you directly, it just shakes its head. Ask what its name is. You ask the vampire werewolf where it came from. It answers that it was born in a deep cave in the mountains. You don't understand why it would come down here since there are no caves nearby near your home, but you know there must be one nearby. Ask ask where the bandits are. Danger zone. You ask the vampire werewolf where the bandits are hiding out. It tells you that they're in a small village called Rask. You can only guess that it means Rask Village or something similar. Uh, thank the vampire werewolf and head to Rask Village. Friggin' Rask. It's always Rask Village. You follow the vampire werewolf and eventually reach Rask Village. When you arrive, you see several people standing around and talking about something. One of them points you and says it's Kildor, and another asks if he knows him. Another one says he does not. Uh, ask if anyone has any information on a group of banditos. Friggin' banditos. You ask if anyone has any information. They also tell you that this area is very dangerous right now due to a war between two tribes. I'm going to check this place out myself, you decide. Okay. Ask about the war between two tribes. Ask about the war. I have to pee. You ask about the war between the two tribes. The man who first introduced himself to you explains that the vampire clan and the werewolf clan are both fighting each other for control of their respective territories. Head to the vampire clan. Vampire. Vampire! Welcome to Kildor's Adventures in Kildor Land, where we have friggin' vampires. You decided to head to the vampire clan since you heard that they live in the mountain. You walk toward the vampire clan, which looks very different from when you last saw it. I don't know when I last saw it. There are many more vampires, and they look much older than normal. Ask about the war with the werewolf clan. Don't they know that vampire werewolves exist? The man who introduced you is there are actually three clans fighting. Okay. Can you explain more? I'm asking about the werewolf clan, the bear clan. It's like, no, you're not. There's. He goes on to explain that while there is peace now, it will soon end, as all three clans want to take over their territory. Why? Why not join forces and become vampire werewolf bears? Vampire werewolf bears. Why not join forces and become vampire werewolf bears? The man smiles and says, "It seems like an interesting idea, but I think we should stick together instead. We need to stay united against our enemies." And then adds that he hopes you'll help him find some food for his family. You agree, continue walking toward the vampire clan. Am I not at the vampire clan? Use uh uh find the bandits that raided your house. Mm. Remember when we had a kill or point a gun at us? Those were good times. You find the bandits that attacked your house. They seem to be quite surprised by your presence and don't know what to do next. You tell them that you need their help. What's with the seek revenge on the bandits that raided your house? Some of these friggin' responses are just incredibly incoherent. It's like, hey, I want to fight these bandits. Oh no, you're gonna befriend them. You decide to seek the revenge that attacked your home. You begin by stabbing one of them in the back and running away from the scene. A few minutes later, you hear shouting coming from outside, and you run inside your house. What the heck? Set fire to the bandit camp. Feel like writing a letter to Borkus. You decide to set fire to the bandit camp. As you light up the woodpile, you notice that there are still a lot of bandits inside. You quickly kill them all and loot their bodies. Write a letter to Borkus. You decide to write a letter to Borkus. You start by sending him, writing it and sending it off. You start writing and send it off immediately after killing the bandits. Dear Borkus, thanks for helping me out yesterday. I don't know why you did, but I appreciate it. Don't know why you did, but I appreciate it. Don't know why you did, but I appreciate it. Don't know why I did, but I appreciate it. Don't know why I did, and I appreciate the thought that, oh, Borkus did the game. Did I break the AI? This is taking longer than it should. I did it. I'm glad you're my friend too. I've been having trouble with the bandits though. They keep trying to rob me or something, but I can't do anything about it because they're undead and I just killed them. It's really annoying. Friggin' killed or dealing with more undead. Maybe I should have just asked Meliodas for help. Anyway, I hope you get home okay. I miss you. You're my best friend. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Love your sister. Alter. Alter. From your best friend who is 100% a dude. Ah, shoot. Now let's alter that again. Kildor of Kildor. um, write a letter to Meliodas asking how to defeat the undead. Get creative. You decide to write a letter to Meliodas asking how to defeat the undead. You start writing it off and send it off immediately after. Thanks for helping me out yesterday. Yeah, we already got this. Friggin' Meliodas. Been having trouble with bandits. They keep. Is it going to say, love your sister? Let's, of Kildor. And boom. Uh, check the mail. Probably have like 80 bazillion letters from friggin' Meliodas. From Meliodas or something. You open your mail and see a letter from Meliodas. It says he has some news for you. Meliodas. It seems like the undead are getting stronger every day. The only good thing is that we're starting to learn more about them as well. Junk mail. Eh, burn the letter. Junk mail. You burn the letter. You think back to on what Kildor said earlier about needing to be careful around the undead. Maybe you should take him up on his advice. Alter what Meliodas said. Uh, summon God. We gotta summon God. Call upon the gods of Dendron to help you. You feel a surge of power, and suddenly you hear a voice. Hail, servant of Daldrin. Eh, sup, Dendron. What's sup, Dendron? What's the haps? Yo, Dendron, we want to go out for some dinner. Oh. Mm. I worry about writing stuff like this. Dendron speaks again. This time you answer. We need to find the Temple of Fel. The Dendron nods in response and tells you where it's located. And go follow Dendron's word. Follow Dendron's word. I capitalize every letter of that sentence. You follow Dendron's word and head to the city of Temple of Fel. You soon arrive at the location and see a large group of people standing outside. A man stands near one of the doors leading into the temple, while several others stand nearby watching you all. Ask enter the temple of Fel. Ask and you shall receive, and receive once you ask. You enter the temple and soon find yourself inside a large room filled with statues. There are so many bookshelves lining the walls of the room. Top of these shelves, there's an altar made entirely out of skulls. Uh, look for a, a temple person. I was gonna call him a priest, but is priest like friggin' Catholicism or Christianity only? You walk over to the nearest skull and try to touch it, but nothing happens. You turn around and start looking through other skulls until you spot a young woman dressed in robes sitting at a table reading a book. She looks up when she sees you approach her. Hello. Uh, hello there. Ma- Madame. Miss? I am looking for ways to either cure or kill the undead. Hello there, miss. I'm sorry, but I don't know anything about such things. Oh no? Well, maybe you can ask someone. Who would I talk to? What are you reading? I swear, people are just like a book about vampires and their enemies. Vampires. How do you know about this? Because my father was once a vampire. My mother killed him after he turned me against her. So some of these things are ask the young woman what her name is. I'd rather not stick to like friggin' conversational thingamajiggers. My name is Eliza, and I'm not sure why you're here, but if you want to talk to me, just come over here. She points to a small plaque on the wall behind her. It reads Temple of Fel. Ask what is done at the temp. I don't know much about the temple, but it's basically a place where the dead can go to commune with Dendron. It was built by a follower of Dendron who had great faith in him and wanted to honor him. Uh, pray to Dendron. We gotta suck his toes. We gotta suck his toes real good if we're ever gonna solve this undead crisis. Pray to Dendron. Eliza smiles, sits down next to you, and begins praying as you always do. The two of you sit silently for a few minutes before Eliza says, "Ask something." So, how did your mission go? Uh, inform her that the bandits were undead. Uh, I friggin' hate undead bandits. Yeah, they were undead. They attacked us from behind and we killed them all. How did you kill them? With crossbows. That doesn't sound very difficult. When you put it that way, it wasn't. But I also set fire to the ban bandit 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 camp as well. Really, that sounds dangerous. It was. We didn't get far though when we ran out of arrows. Didn't you run out of bullets too? The the heck is a bullet? No, not pull it. A bullet. Bullets are upside down P's and Q's. Maybe a bit of triangles. We're in fantasy land. A bullet is a projectile that shoots out of a gun. When you shoot a gun, you use bullets to hit a target. What does that mean? What? A gun. This is a fantasy setting, and you are bringing up guns. What in the heck? Well, let's say a gun is like a rifle, except instead of having one bullet, you have several bullets. So if you aim carefully enough, you could hit someone with multiple bullets. But isn't that easy to do? Yes, but it takes practice. Practice. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Oh no. Oh no. Eliza nods and says something else. You continue to talk about things you've seen or heard while she listens intently. Eventually, you finish up by saying, now that I think about it, there are no vampires in this world, so maybe there aren't any more after all. Nah. Nah. I need to friggin' stop. Nah, there are still some around, but they're pretty weak now. I mean, most of them died during the war with the Empire. Not many people are interested in fighting anymore. Oh, I see. So what happened to your friends? Uh, uh Borkus became a vamp a vampire werewolf. Yeah, Borkus became a vampire werewolf. Wait, why? Because he had an insatiable bloodlust and wants to feed on other humans. Just can't because his own blood is stronger than theirs. Why would he want to do that? He didn't know. He just became one day. He just became one day. One day. She seems sad. Eliza looks at you and back to the ground. She seems sadder than usual. She continues to look at the ground and mutters to herself. After a minute, she speaks again. Okay? You gonna say anything? I'm sorry for not being able to protect you, my love. I'll try harder next time. Oh, wait. Uh, Eliza, there is something I've been meaning to ask you. Watch her go before turning your. What is it? Do you really love me? Of course I do. Why wouldn't I? But how did you come to that conclusion? I don't know. It just came to mind. Is this a romantic gesture? 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 Is this a romantic gesture? No, it is just a simple question. I mean, we're both human and we both live here. We should be able to understand each other better. That makes sense, but why? Okay, because I am destined to battle God. Oh no, it's time for Kildor to have religion. What? How do you even know that? It's written right above my head. If I die today, I'll meet God and he will kill me. How does that make any sense? Okay, call upon God for a battle. Battle. Gonna show Eliza what it means to be a king's. Need your help. I need you to help me fight God. I know you're powerful, but if we work together, we can defeat him. But you're asking me to sacrifice myself for you. Yes, I am. And that's what I'm gonna do it. The next morning, you wake up early, n- head to the church where Eliza sleeps. When you arrive, you find out she is already awake. Good morning, she says as she sits up from her slumber. You sleep well. Did you sleep well? Well enough. Okay. Um, summon God. Come on, God. I am ready to take on the world. Very well. Eliza, let us begin. A large black cloud appears. A huge dragon flies out of it. The dragon roars and breathes fire at the church. Ah. Grab onto the dragon. We're gonna have an epic battle of epic proportions. You grab onto the dragon's neck and pull yourself towards him. As you do so, you feel his breath hit your face. Quickly turn around and spit out some sort of foul-smelling substance onto the dragon's face. Stab a knife into the dragon's eye. Ear. Boop, 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 boop. You stab a knife into the dragon's eye, causing him to roar in pain. He lets out another blast of flames, which engulfs you completely. You scream as you burn alive. Uh, cast heal magic on self. You cast healing magic on yourselves and then collapse dead. Uh, punch the dragon dragon in the throat. Didn't say game over. Oh, jeez. Collapse. Victorious. As you have beaten God. Uh, Eliza runs over to you crying. To you crying. I think I did. Eliza runs over to you sobbing. She looks like she wants to cry herself, but she wouldn't want to die right now. Okay, revert. Spot. Look. Eliza comes toward you, bawling her eyes out. Come on, I think we got something. You see Eliza comes towards you, crying. She has been bitten by the vampire werewolf and needs your blood to survive. I guess I am the one to be sacrificed. Eh? Cough up some blood. You cough up some blood, and Eliza immediately drinks it. After drinking it a bit more, she begins to get sick and weak. You can't stand watching any longer. So you revert. Cough up uh, use knife. Ah. Yeah. Use knife. Use knife. Use knife. Knife. Use knife on self to give Eliza blood. You use the knife to give Eliza some blood. It tastes horrible, but it helps her survive. Looks like I'm the one being sacrificed today, eh? You say this with a smile. Eliza looks up to you and smiles back. The next day, you wake up with a voice calls out, "Welcome to the after." You wake up in an empty cell with no windows or doors. A voice calls out from you from the outside the door, "Welcome to the afterlife, mortal." Is Eliza okay? I forgot to end that with friggin' thing. But that was like pretty good. Yes, she's fine. She was bitten yesterday. I need to get her help right away. Ah, we're in the afterlife. We're dead. She's far too gone. How far gone? Well, she doesn't even know what's going on. She woke up in my cell and told me that, okay, there's something went wrong. At least I died for my love to live on. Friggin' being a hopeless romantic right here. Revert. Okay. Ask why you're in a em in an empty cell. Why am I in an empty cell, you ask? Because you're here now. That's all that there is for me to say. I guess being in the afterlife means that I'm dead. Yes, that's right. So what happens now? Uh, ask ask to become a guardian angel. Not sure why. We're in the afterlife, might as well become a guardian angel. What do you mean? Well, if you want to be a guardian angel, you need to be killed by a human and then resurrected. Then when they die, you can take their place. Friggin' no. That's friggin' lame. So what happens now? Become a guardian angel. Well, you're not really dead yet, so I can't be bothered to explain things to anymore. But how did I get here? Where am I? Okay, fine. I don't remember dying. Oh, yes. Well, let's start at the beginning. When you died, you went through the process called death. You died, game over. Okay? Okay? It was a very important moment for you because it meant that you passed beyond the death into eternal life. In fact, it was the most significant event in your entire existence. This is also when you became immortal, the first time any mortal had ever managed to achieve such a thing. Okay? A voice is telling me that I became immortal. After your soul left your body, you entered a kind of limbo state as far as you knew. You weren't dead, but you couldn't die either. There was nothing to eat or drink, no pain, no pleasure. I guess I'm God. You could only think about what you should do next. This state lasted for several days until you decided to go. Uh, ask who the voice is. It's not important. Just to answer my question, who are you? My name isn't important, but if you want to know more about me, just go ahead and ask. Okay, if you're a knock on the door. Yeah, so what does happen now? How do I get home? Home is where the heart is, my dear mortal. Now go on into the light and find peace. Go into the light. You enter the light and find yourself in a large room filled with candles. There are two figures standing behind you. They look very much human, but they are dressed in black robes with hoods over their heads. Oh. Now what? What am I supposed to do? I'm dead. Now what? You answer. Now that you've entered the light, we can talk about everything, one of them says. You look around and notice that there are many people in similar clothing sitting near you. These people are called vampires, and they seem to be everywhere. I'm in the afterlife. Ask about the afterlife. I wanted a cool dramatic ending. What does the afterlife mean, you ask? Well, as you might expect, it's not quite as simple as going to heaven or heck, the vampire replies. So, am I in. So, do I go to heaven? That's the question. Hasten. Hasten. Heaven. Do I go to heaven? Oh yeah, we go to heaven. Oh yeah. No, you don't. Instead, your soul will eventually meet someone who has been waiting for you in the afterlife. Okay? Just have to wait. Who is that person, you ask? It depends on how good you think you'll do in the afterlife. Good enough, you reply. And if you don't want to wait for someone else to die for you, then what happens? Ah, yeah. Make home in the afterlife. I'm in the afterlife, but they're like, I'll make my home in the afterlife, you exclaimed. Very well, and you'll live forever. But what about my family, you ask? They won't be alive anymore either, the vampire says sadly. Okay, then I'll go to heaven. I'm gonna force my way into heaven. I'll. I'll. The vampire nods at your response and smiles. He then takes his hand off you and looks down at you. His eyes are red from crying, but he doesn't show any signs of pain. Go to heaven. Why is dying so hard? Why is a sacrificial death so hard? You walk out of the church and into the night. You know this is where you belong now. When you reach the edge of town, see a bright light shining in front of the building. It's an old. Ah. Ask about what you should do in the afterlife. The afterlife doesn't sound that interesting. What should I do in the afterlife, you ask? Well, you'll find out soon enough, the voice replies. A door opens in the room filled with candles and flowers. Enter the room. Ugh, I'm so hungry. You enter the room and see a woman dressed in white. Sitting on a chair, she holds a candle in each hand, and she stares at you, with tears streaming down her face. Her hair is blonde, but it seems to be dyed red due to the lighting. Kneel, kneel, kneel before the woman. She shall cast judgment upon me. Alter, my name is Kildor. Oh, she says quietly, my name is Eliza. Uh, shed, shed tears at the name Eliza. Shed tears? Tears. You shed tears at the name Eliza. I've never seen you before, but I know who you are. Your parents named you after my sister. Uh, hug her, cry and hug her. You hold her tightly as it's nice to meet you. Uh, Alter. You hold her tightly as you cry. I thought I could save you. I don't know. It feels like whatever I try to do, the game's like, oh, nope. I thought I could save myself, but it was impossible. She replies, how did you die? Well, I died falling when I fell off a balcony, she said sadly. You died. Game over. But what about the vampire werewolf bite? But how can you be so sure? I mean, he didn't kill me. I just had a bad dream. That's because it wasn't your dream, it was mine. When we kissed, kiss turned into a passionate embrace and suddenly into death. Wake up. All that was a dream. Awaken from your nightmare. Wakey, wakey, you shout as you sit up. Oh, calm down, a voice answers back. The sun's still out. Let's get some sleep first. Well, that's as coherent as we'll ever get here. Tune in next time when a thing happens.